Have you ever wondered what it's like to become a mafioso? Not in movies, not in games, in real life. From the moment you're trusted with only small errands, to the second when a single word from you decides who lives and who doesn't. There is no way back on this path. No harmless mistakes. Every step is a test. Every look is an evaluation. Today, I'll take you through every level of the mafia, from a nobody to someone whose name is spoken in whispers. And trust me, the higher you rise, the less choice you have. You've just entered the family. No one trusts you with anything important. Not yet. Your tasks are simple. Deliver a package, stand and watch, pass the money. No questions. No one explains the rules, but you feel them on your skin. One wrong look, one wrong word, and you're no longer part of the game. When they pay you for the first time, the amount is small. But it's not about the money. The elders nod at you. They remember your name. And in that moment, you realize you're already inside. The fear doesn't disappear. It becomes familiar. And alongside it comes excitement. You become an enforcer. Now you're trusted with more than simple deliveries and watching. You do the dirty work. You follow people. You deliver threats. Sometimes, messages that don't need words. You start to feel power. Small, but real. People look at you differently when they know who stands behind you. But something else comes with it. Constant tension. You're not only afraid of the police, you're afraid of your own people. Because in this world, mistakes are not forgiven, and weakness is noticed instantly. You are made a soldier. Now you're no longer just running errands. You are a tool of the family. You're involved in protecting interests, in forceful decisions, in moments no one talks about afterward. The money gets better, but the freedom disappears. You don't choose when to act. You don't choose where to be. You receive orders. Every step tests your courage. Every look tests your loyalty. You learn the main rule. Respect here is bought with fear. And fear always works both ways. You live between two feelings, the fear of losing everything and the respect you might die for. You become a capo. Now you have people, a small crew, and they look at you the same way you once looked at the elders. You control operations, money, movements, mistakes. And you learn this fast. Their mistakes are your problem. If someone fails, the questions come to you. The money becomes serious, but so do the intrigues. People smile, but you stop trusting smiles. Because at this level, the enemy can be closer than you think. You become an advisor. Now you're closer to the boss than most will ever be. You know more than what's said out loud. You hear the pauses. You notice what's left unsaid. Your power is no longer in weapons. It's in information. You analyze risks, predict rival moves, decide who to negotiate with, and who to remove from the board. Money flows through you. Deals, negotiations, past mistakes. One sentence from you can change the family's strategy, or destroy it. There's no room for impulse here. Every decision is calculated. Every word is a potential sentence. You learn the truth. At this level, the strongest don't survive. The coldest do. You become a senior boss. Now you don't control people, you control territories. Multiple crews operate under you, each with their own tasks, their own problems, their own ambitions. You no longer solve small issues. You build a system, financial flows, routes, zones of influence, relations with other families. One wrong decision can start a war. One weak decision can cost you respect. You have to think several moves ahead, anticipate betrayal, restrain those who grow too strong, and remove those who grow too weak. The money grows. The power grows. But so does isolation. You can't fully trust anyone, not even those who smile the most. Because at this level, you're no longer a person. You're a piece on the board. And pieces can be replaced. You enter the Council of Elders. This is no longer a career step. It's a different dimension of power. No one raises their voice here. No one makes direct threats. And almost no one says what they truly mean. You sit at the table with people who have seen empires rise and fall. They survived wars, betrayals, purges. Each of them is a living reminder of how mistakes end. Decisions at this level are never rushed. They mature. They're discussed through hints, through double meanings, through silence that speaks louder than words. You take part in negotiations with other families, in dividing territories, in controlling streams of money that never appear in any report. Power here is not about giving orders. It's about influence. Your agreement can preserve balance between families. Your disagreement can trigger a chain of events that leads to war. Your enemies sit next to you. Sometimes they smile. Sometimes they support your ideas. But each of them thinks several moves ahead. You realize something terrifying. At this level, people aren't killed impulsively. They're removed strategically. And if you've made it into the Council of Elders, it means you know too much to simply walk away. You become the boss of the family. Now the entire mechanism runs through you. Every decision, every move, every deal passes through your hands. You are the law. Your word decides lives, not just profit, but the fate of those who trusted you. Enemies are everywhere, not just rivals, but those you once considered allies. Betrayal may hide behind a smile, behind a compliment, behind a friendly gesture. The money is enormous, the power almost absolute. But the cost, constant tension. Every morning you wake up thinking, who will test me today? Who is ready to change the rules for their own gain? You cannot allow yourself to relax, not for a second. Even sleep becomes strategic. Your life is chess on multiple boards simultaneously. One wrong piece, and the consequences are catastrophic. But there is power. Power felt by everyone around you. Power that commands respect, fear, and obedience. And here begins the loneliness. You are alone, despite the people around, because only you bear the full responsibility. You stop being just a boss. Now you are a symbol. Your name echoes everywhere, from the alleys of poor neighborhoods to the mansions of the wealthy. Stories of your decisions, your cruelty, your cunning are passed in whispers, sometimes as a warning, sometimes as legend. You no longer just manage people, you manage fear and respect. Every move is judged, every decision is discussed. Every word you speak can become an event that creates a legend or a new threat. Loneliness intensifies. People surround you, but trust is nearly impossible. Any sign of weakness instantly becomes known to enemies. Any mistake can cost you everything you've built. Power, influence, respect. Almost absolute. But the price is constant tension and paranoia. You live among legends, and you yourself become part of the myth. Only those willing to embrace isolation and bear full responsibility can survive at this level. Each level of the mafia world is a school of survival, fear, power, and betrayal. The higher you climb, the more expensive every mistake becomes. But for those ready to go all the way, each level is a path to absolute power and eternal vigilance. Now ask yourself, could you walk this path? And what would you do if you reached the top?